Chapter 492. After he was done speaking, Paisel turned around as he was ready to chase them away. Alan panicked and started begging, "I'm really sorry for what I did, Dr. Billy. I know that it was my mistake. It's my fault. I have no complaints at all if you want to hit or scold me. It's just that the Baker family has encountered a huge crisis this time. Could you really bear to see the Baker family completely destroyed just like that?" Paisel replied coldly, "Sorry, but I'm not that familiar with you at all. Moreover, your family has nothing to do with me. Please leave immediately." As soon as he heard Paisel's words, Alan hurriedly snatched the brocade box from Burton before he handed it over to Paisel and said respectfully, "Dr. Billy, this is just a token of my appreciation. It is a piece of Haitian jade worth more than $10 million. Please accept it." Paisel did not even look at the so-called Haitian jade before he said unceremoniously, "Don't tell me how it's worth $10 million. I won't accept it even if it's worth $100 million or $500 million. Take it with you and leave immediately. You are not welcomed here." At this time, Burton, who had been keeping silent all this time, sighed softly as he knelt on the ground directly before he started begging Paisel bitterly, "Dr. Billy, please be merciful and save the Baker family. I will kowtow to you as a form of gratitude for your kindness towards our family." Paisel got a little less angry after seeing Burton's pious appearance. Compared to the arrogant and conceited Alan, Burton was obviously better educated and more polite. Both brothers were the opposite of each other. Alan glared at Burton, filled with dissatisfaction in his heart. He cursed silently in his heart at this time, "This bastard is really good at putting on an act. He's actually kneeling down and kowtowing in front of Dr. Billy? Perhaps he wants to steal the credit and covets the position of the head of the family." As he thought about this, Alan kicked Burton aside before he yelled, "You're just an illegitimate child. What qualifications do you have to kneel on behalf of the Baker family? If there's anyone who's going to kneel on behalf of the Baker family, that person would be me." Even though Burton was kicked to the ground, he did not complain or say anything at all. Instead, he hurriedly got up before he patted off the dirt on his body before he stood aside in a humble manner. At this time, Alan quickly knelt down on his knees as he begged, "Dr. Billy, you should have heard that Sean's illness did not get better but instead deteriorated after taking the medication concocted by the Baker family. Now that his penis is rotting, he's threatening to destroy the Baker family. You're the only person who can save the Baker family now." Paisel had already known the purpose of their visit to him today, and even after listening to Alan's explanation, he turned down their request once again without any hesitation at all. "You want me to save Sean? Let me tell you, it's absolutely impossible. Both you and Sean have repeatedly disrespected Mr. Anderson. Even if you were to tell me that the sky is falling down on me, I won't lift a single finger to help him." After he was done speaking, Paisel told his staff in a cold manner, "Okay, get these two men out of my clinic now." Immediately afterwards, Paisel turned around and walked further inside Serene World Clinic without even turning his head back. Even though it is said that a healer should have a parental heart, no one should be required to do good for the wicked. The staff quickly kicked Burton and Alan out at this time before he said, "If both of you dare to appear at Serene World Clinic again, I will call the police immediately." Alan had a very ugly expression on his face as he stood at the entrance of Serene World Clinic. Aside from Paisel, there weren't any other genius doctors in Oris Hill who would be able to cure Sean. Therefore, Sean's illness might deteriorate and worsen, and the Baker family would completely lose all hope then. At this time, Burton asked in a low voice, "Brother, what should we do now?" Alan glanced at Burton in disgust before he slapped him and said, "Burton, how many times do I have to tell you not to call me your brother? You're a bastard child and you aren't worthy of being my brother." After that, Alan glared at him with a contemptuous expression on his face before he said, "I'm going to look for someone else to find a way out of this issue. You can go back on your own." After that, Alan got into his car before driving away immediately. Burton stood there for a moment with anger in his eyes. After that, he reached his arms into his pocket before he touched something that he had hidden with him for more than 10 years. After a short while, it seemed as though he had made some sort of decision as he secretly gritted his teeth before he turned around and entered Serene World Clinic again.